These are visuals coming from Selampur in Delhi, and where this incident has happened, where locals, it seems, were protesting, and there were thousands of protesters apparently who were against the citizenship, who were protesting against the Citizenship Amendment Act. And this is after the protest that we saw on Sunday as well. That was in Jamia, and that was taken out by students. At this point, we're not very clear about who the protesters were. They were local, they were students, sort of telling us some Jamia students were involved in this protest as well, which is against the Citizenship Amendment Act, as well as the violence and crackdown by the police on students of Jamia. So clashes are taking place, and like we saw what took place on Sunday here as well, the protest at some point turned violent. The police were there. There was stone pelting against the police. Also, buses have been vandalized. According to the reports, police had to resort to tear gas and lathi charge. 2 policemen have also been injured, according to some reports coming in there. You can see the road strewn with rocks, and so the protests here turning violent, and the metro station to this area has now been closed. The roads have been blocked. The police are saying that this situation is now under control, but just earlier in the morning at around 11:30 is when this protest took place, and afternoon is when it suddenly turned violent, and there was stone pelting as well as the police having to resort to lathi charge. Remember, there have been protests. There were protests on Sunday as well in Jamia, which also turned violent. These are protests against the new Citizenship Amendment Act, with the protesters demanding protesting against the act that they say goes against the Constitution, as the act allows for citizens, for people from minorities from neighboring countries of Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan to get citizenship, fast-track citizenship in India, leaving out Muslims. And this has also become a big political issue. The DMK is also protesting today. Kamal Hassan also hit out over this entire issue, claiming that why aren't Tamils from Sri Lanka also included if it is about protecting minorities. So now we have seen since Sunday, since the Jamia protest, which saw a police crackdown and violence, and then there were protests outside the police headquarters by students in Delhi University as well, in Aligarh Muslim University as well. There have been protests and violence by the police, and allegations of a very violent police crackdown on the students. This issue was taken up today in the Supreme Court directing the High Courts to look into this entire matter. And now you have these protests breaking out in Selampur in Delhi, where again the protests turned violent. There were thousands of people who were protesting against the Citizenship Amendment Act. There you can see a bus vandalized as well, and stones have also been thrown. In fact, just a short while ago, the Prime Minister hit out at the protests. He hit out at the Congress and accused the Congress of actually engineering these protests, misleading the people. He claimed that nobody's citizenship is going to be taken away, and he slammed the Congress, claiming and accusing that they were trying to scare the Muslim community in the country in the citizenship after the Citizenship Amendment Bill was passed by Parliament, making it a law. So the Prime Minister today hitting out and also saying that the students are being misled. That is the Congress and the other opposition parties who are spreading fear among people and lies pertaining to the Citizenship Amendment Act, and claiming that nobody's citizenship is going to be taken away. But the protesters have been talking about the government's promise of a nationwide NRC, and when seen after the CAA and then with an NRC, that's a citizenship list for the entire country, is where insecurities have arisen among the Muslim community, especially because we've seen the entire process in Assam as well, how difficult it is for the poor and how to prove their citizenship, to pull out documents and property papers, which is what is being talked about, which will be required if that citizenship process takes place throughout the country. You've already had Mamata Banerjee and 2 other chief ministers saying that they will not allow it in their states, and Mamata Banerjee today taking out a second rally against the CAA and NRC. So this leading to these protests today. In fact, in various universities, more protests have been planned by students, and in Selampur, the protests turning violent, and again buses being vandalized, the police resorting to lathi charge and tear gas, and reports of injured policemen, reports that many of the protesters too have been injured. There you can see the visuals from earlier, and you can see how the road is strewn with rocks, with stones. So there was stone pelting as well taking place in Selampur, though now the police claim that the situation has been brought under control, and still the police trying to get to the bottom of it as to how this entire protest turned violent. We're being told that there were some students, some Jamia students, there were others as well. There were locals who were in this area. It's a very congested part of Delhi where this protest took place. The metro station there has been closed. The police there also, you can see drones being used to, give the police a better view of the entire area of the situation there. Police still trying to track down some of the protesters, and you can see riot police also has been called in, and tear gas was fired. Lathi charge also took place, stone pelting against the police, and the police were also injured in these clashes that broke out in Selampur. Now, a traffic alert has been issued, and traffic movement has been closed on the 66-feet road from Selampur to Zafrabad, both carriageways due to the demonstration. So there, a traffic advisory also has been issued. The cops lathi charge and tear gas the protesters is what we're being told. So clashes there erupting over the new citizenship law in Selampur. This is the second big incident of clashes and violence over the new law. Earlier on Sunday, you had the Jamia students protesting. That protest also turned violent with buses being set on fire and clashes and tear gas being fired. There you can see a drone also being used. As we said, this is a very congested part of Delhi. So the police wanting a better view of the situation, and its protesters also. There are many lanes, there are gullies. It's a very congested colony. So they're wanting a bird's eye view really of the area. Now these protests took place at around 11:30, we're told, and it's shortly after noon that the protests turned violent with stones being pelted and buses vandalized as well, and clashes with the police. 2 cops are said to be injured in these clashes and stone pelting. So another incident of violence taking place over the new citizenship law. Again in Delhi, remember there have been protests, peaceful protests as well on campuses around the country, many of them protesting against the citizenship law, which many are accusing of being against the constitution, against equality that is promised by the constitution. And there have been protests in various universities also against the violent crackdown by the police on the protesting students of Jamia, of Aligarh Muslim University, even of Delhi University, especially in Jamia, where the police went into the campus, in AMU as well, the police going into the campus. And there's still more reports coming of what exactly happened in Jamia on Sunday night when the police went into campus, into the library, used tear gas in Jamia campus, and it was the Supreme Court was approached over this violent crackdown on students, and today the Supreme Court directing that the matter be taken up by the various high courts instead. And now this violence taking place in Selampur, the area has been cordoned off. The metro station has been closed, though the police now saying that the situation is under control. There are reports that 2 policemen have also been injured in this violence. And this comes at a time when the Prime Minister, in fact, has accused the Congress and others of being the instigators and misleading Muslims on the issue of the Citizenship Amendment Act, saying that nobody in the country is going to lose their citizenship. And the Prime Minister hitting out at the opposition, the Prime Minister also telling students not to get swayed by urban naxals. And in fact, you've had the Chief Minister of Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, taking out a second big rally against the new citizenship law, as well as the proposed NRC, the National Register for Citizens. And she has said she will not allow it in West Bengal. There you can see the protest visuals that have come in of the protest earlier that was taking place in Silampur. And as we saw in the case of Jamia, at some point this protest taken out by the citizens turned violent, and then you have this situation of lathi charge and tear gas being used, and buses being vandalized, protesters being injured, the police also being injured. So we're still waiting to find out more details about when exactly or how exactly the entire protest, which you saw there in that brief video of people marching down the road, at that point it seemed everything was moving along normally. Well, let's go back to Saurabh Shukla and see if he's found out more details. Saurabh, tell us, how did this protest turn violent? Any more information on that?
Right now, Gargi, we can confirm that we are getting confirmed information that protesters have also burnt the Silampur police station, which is right there. It's called New Silampur police station. Things are still very tense there in Silampur. Police have closed 66 feet Silampur road. They have closed the metro station of Silampur and stuff. And as of now, we are getting reports that protesters have burnt Silampur road. Metro station has been closed, and there are several injured also, because the police persons are telling me that they started stone pelting on the buses who were there, and people who were sitting inside the buses, they are injured. And later the police lathi charged, and then even after lathi charging, they were not able to control the protesters, and later they have fired tear gas. As if now the situation is very tense over there. We can confirm that they've burnt Silampur police station. We are trying to arrange some footage of it, but there are still some resentment from protesters. Joint Commissioner of Police Alok Kumar is saying that they have started detaining the protesters also, but how many numbers he's not confirming, and police is confirming that there are injured, and there are injured apart from the civilians. There are a few police persons who are also injured, so they have been taken to nearest government hospital, and they are being provided with first aid. But how many numbers, it is yet to be confirmed. As of now, we are trying to reach to the place. It's because the road has been closed. There's long traffic also, and they are saying Silampur. Let me tell you, Gargi, Silampur is a very highly densely populated area. There are small lanes. Police is saying that protesters have gone through these densely populated area, and they are trying to find out, and they are pelting stones from the lanes. So as of now, police is still trying to control the situation. They are saying that they have controlled the situation in 66 Feet Road, which is the main road of Silampur. They have controlled the situation over. There is SDM district court over there. There is district collector's office over there, and they are saying that the protesters have burnt the Silampur police station as well. So this is the East Delhi area, and East Range DCP. The Joint Commissioner of Police Alok Kumar is also there. They have called for more force. Rapid Action Force is also being called, and there are few battalions of Rapid Action Force already reached, and they've been deputed. They are trying to control the situation, but there is some consideration of suspending internet also. But as of now, there is no final word. So they may be, we can see there may be some internet suspension over here in some time. But as of now, internet is working, and police is trying to pacify the situation as soon as possible. Police is saying that protesters have gone through the local markets, the local lanes in Silampur area, and there's some construction work is also happening in that road. That is why police is taking some more time to get to these protesters. And they've started detaining also. So there are injured. There are police persons are also injured, but how many in number, that we have to wait till the final confirmation from police.
All right, and do we know at this point, Saurabh, now in this, like you said, this is an area in northeast Delhi, it's very congested. This protest march, who organized it? Any information on that? Was it students? Were it locals? How did it come about? And you're saying that at the point that it turned violent was when, as the procession, as this protest march was going on, that they started stone pelting on buses.
Definitely, they've started stone pelting on buses. But we have to get we have yet to speak to the protesters, the side of protesters. There were a few local leaders also who were leading these protests, and they protested yesterday also, Gargi. And today they've started protests around 10:30, 11, and around 11:30, 12. This whole protest got violent. Initially, the police is saying that they started stone pelting on the buses, DTC buses, where the civilians were sitting there in those buses. They have started stone pelting, and there were injuries. That is why they have started lathi charging. And when they were not able to control that violence to lathi charge, then they later fired tear gas to control the situation. Highly densely populated area of Zafarabad and Seelampur, and police is saying that the only problem they are facing right now is that these protesters, these agitators, and these miscreants, they have gone to several lanes of this area, and that is why they are not able to go through these lanes, and they are still stone pelting on police personnel. So as of now, they have secured the main road of Seelampur, the key point where the whole thing happened near DC office, district collector's office of Seelampur, but they are yet to control the situation. There's still some reports of violence in the lanes of Jafarabad and in Seelampur, but Jackie, I'm getting a call. So as of now, situation on main road is under control, but there's still some protests and still some incidents of violence being reported from the small lanes of Seelampur and Jafarabad, and there are reports that they have burned the police station of Seelampur.
All right, so that is the breaking news coming in from Saurabh, and we'll let you go, Saurabh, to get more. And there you can see the road there and the kind of destruction that has taken place. The barrier has been overturned. Also, as Saurabh was telling us, this protest march took place at around 11:30, and there you can see something was set on fire as well. And this march took place around 11:30, but it's after 12 afternoon that it turned violent, that there was stone pelting against buses, that people sitting in the buses actually got hurt. And there you can see the Seelampur police chowki. It seems that was set on fire, and that is what Saurabh was just telling us, that the protesters actually attacked this particular chowki and set it on fire, and it seems the situation is not under control right now, even though initially there were reports of the police saying that the situation is under control, but it's not, because as Saurabh was telling us, there are two-wheeler also set on fire. As Saurabh was telling us, even now there is some violence, some sort of pelting taking place. As we said, this is a very congested area of northeast Delhi, and many of the protesters have actually escaped into the narrow lanes as well, and the police even using drones to get a better view of the entire area. You can see a motorcycle, it seems, set on fire next to this police chowki that was also set on fire near the barricade. So once again, a protest march against the new Citizenship Amendment Act has turned violent, and we're not very clear about at what point it turned violent, but a little after 12, it seems that it turned into a riot with stone pelting against some buses that were there, with the people in the buses getting injured, some policemen. Then the police also cracking down on the protesters. There was lathi charge, there was a tear gas used as well, and there have been several people injured, including policemen have been injured. So another instance within just a few days after Sunday, and today clashes again breaking out between locals and the police over the Citizenship Amendment Act. And in this case, as you can see, a police chowki also being set on fire. The area has been cordoned off. The metro stations that are here, the exits have been blocked for the moment, and some of the roads also, people are being asked to avoid them for the moment as the police try and get the situation under control. More reinforcements have been called in, and tear gas has also been used against the protesters. So another case of protesters there turning violent. Another protest march against the Citizenship Amendment Act, and they have burned the new Seelampur police station, the police chowki that is there. The police resorting to tear gas as well as lathi charge against the protesters. So that is the big breaking news coming out in Delhi right now, where violence once again in the capital over the new Citizenship Amendment Act, where protesters in northeast Delhi in Seelampur, it was a protest march against the new Citizenship Amendment Act, which turned violent. There was a stone pelting against buses, and the police then cracked down. There was lathi charge, there was tear gas used, and the protesters setting this new Seelampur police station or chowki on fire. There you can see some of the protesters being taken by the police. Though there are reports that even now there is some stray stone pelting taking place, even though the police trying to say the situation is under control, but for the moment they are trying to catch more of the people who are involved in this violence. As we said, it's a very congested area and many of the protesters have escaped into lanes. Now, this protest coming after the various other protests we've been seeing on campuses in colleges, as well as students have, spoken out in solidarity with the Jamia students. Let's just listen into what this one person is saying.
उनको मनाया है तो शांत हुई है पब्लिक, और आगे कोई अब ड्रामा नहीं होगा यहाँ पर।
तो कब अचानक से इतनी घटना?
ये अचानक ये थी, रैली निकाल रहे थे, किसी ने बीच में से निकल के कोई पथराव कर दिया। वो आदमी कौन थे ये नहीं पता, रैली का आदमी नहीं था, कोई भी आम आदमी था कोई, रैली में वो करके पथराव और निकल गया वो तो, और यहाँ पब्लिक दूसरी फंस गई।
अच्छा, आप लोग यहाँ लोकल में ही रहते?
जी, ये दुकान मेरी है, E48, ये सीलमपुर।
Shopkeeper there talking about how there was some this procession or protest march was taking place, and suddenly some people started stone pelting, and then the violence breaking out with the police then moving in and cracking down on the protesters. Reports that stones were pelted at buses and that people in the buses also got injured, and clashes between protesters and the police and injuries on both sides. Many of the protesters injured. Two policemen are said to have been badly injured as well. And the new Seelampur police station or police chowki set on fire. We saw those visuals a short while ago of the chowki that was set on fire, a two-wheeler there set on fire as well. The police initially were, according to reports, outnumbered, and they called in for more reinforcements. And there you can see some buses have also been vandalized. So a second incident of violence in the national capital over the Citizenship Amendment Act, as more and more protests are taking place across the country. In fact, today in Kolkata as well, Mamata Banerjee has taken out a massive protest against it. But here it seems it was locals who were protesting, taking out a march against the Citizenship Amendment Act, and at some point suddenly the whole situation changed. There was stone pelting, the police cracked down, there was the Seelampur police station also set on fire, and more police have been called in, reinforcements have been called in. The police still trying to catch those who were taking part in this demonstration. And for the moment, the metro station here has been closed. Protesters and policemen both have been injured in these clashes that have taken place, in which the police station was also set on fire. The new Seelampur police station set on fire. The police initially were outnumbered by the protesters. These are reports that are coming in, and more reinforcements were called in. And now the situation seems to have somewhat settled, but there are stray incidents of stone pelting still taking place. That's what our reporter there had to say. And there you can see that video of the procession. At this point, of course, it's looking very normal, with people just protesting and walking down the street. But then later, the protest changed and turned violent, resulting in clashes with the police. The new Seelampur police station also being set on fire. The policemen there trying to catch those involved in this violence, the protesters who were involved in this demonstration. As we said, it's a very congested area in northeast Delhi. Well, we're joined on the phone line by Mateen Ahmed, the former MLA of Seelampur. Thank you for speaking to NDTV. What can you tell us about this demonstration and the violence that broke out? जी मतीन जी, आप बताइए क्या हुआ, आपके पास क्या खबर आ रही है, क्या हुआ सीलमपुर में आज?
आज सीलमपुर में सुबह से लोग अलग अलग ग्रुपों में मार्केट बंद करवा रहे थे। उसके बाद जगह जगह जुलूस निकाल रहे थे, लेकिन उनको कोई लीड नहीं कर रहा था। वो खुद ही लोग अपने आप जुलूस निकाल रहे थे। उसमें कहीं उनका पुलिस से टकराव हुआ है और उस पुलिस के टकराव की वजह से पूरे इलाके में स्थिति खराब हो गई।
पुलिस से टकराव हुआ, लेकिन हमको सुनने में आ रहा है कि स्टोन पेल्टिंग होने लग गई और कोई बसेस पे स्टोन पेल्टिंग हुई थी।
हाँ, वो सीलमपुर में हुआ है, वो स्टोन पेल्टिंग तो हुई है। जुलूस निकाल रहे थे, लेकिन मैं ये कह रहा हूँ उसको कोई लीड नहीं कर रहा था। लोग अपने आप निकाल रहे थे, इनको अलग अलग ग्रुप घूम रहे थे और मार्केटों को बंद करवाया सुबह। तो हर आदमी गुस्से में है, परेशानी में है। उसे लग रहा है कि हमारे साथ इस देश में क्या हो रहा है।
तो आप कह रहे हैं
उसके खिलाफ
ये लोकल्स थे जिन्होंने ये जुलूस निकाली थी?
हाँ, लोकल ही हैं सब लोग।
मतलब इसको ऑर्गेनाइज किसने किया था?
किसी ने ऑर्गेनाइज नहीं किया, अपने आप कर रहे हैं सब। अलग अलग लोग अपने आप कर रहे हैं।
अच्छा, और ये जो वायलेंस हुआ तो किस समय भड़क गई ये जो जुलूस थी, वो क्या हुआ? आपको कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन आ रहा है? कुछ
नहीं, मुझे उसकी जानकारी नहीं है। मुझे तो ये पता है कि वहाँ पथराव हुआ है, पुलिस आंसू गैस छोड़ रही है।
और अब इस समय क्या सिचुएशन है?
अभी वो चल रहा है, लेकिन पहले से उसमें कमी आई है। कंट्रोल करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। हम भी इलाके में घूम रहे हैं, लोगों से अपील कर रहे हैं कि शांति बना के रखें।
Okay, Mateen Ahmed there, a former MLA of Seelampur, telling us that it was a protest, a demonstration taken out by locals, claiming that there was nobody who really organized this demonstration, that it was the anger of the people against the Citizenship Amendment Act, and he doesn't really have any details about how it turned violent. There you can see another video that has emerged, and he says that at some point that they came up against the police and there were clashes, and that is when the entire protest turned violent, and there was pathrav, that stone pelting. And there you can see some of the people pelting stones, the buses standing there, people trying to get off the buses and fleeing from the area. And now the situation has somewhat settled down. The police had to resort to lathi charge. Tear gas was also used. And this is the second incident of violence over the new Citizenship Amendment Act, with protests taking place over this new law that many claim discriminates against Muslims. And it has been challenged in the Supreme Court as well. And there is anger over this law, especially in view of the government's promise of bringing in the NRC, that's the National Register for Citizenship, where everybody will have to prove their citizenship to authorities, an exercise that we saw in Assam. The Prime Minister, however, hitting out, claiming nobody is going to lose citizenship, and this is a fear and this is an insecurity that is being spread among the Muslims by the Congress. He claimed the Congress and other opposition parties are trying to mislead people. There you can see in Seelampur, where violence took place, a school bus was also damaged, a police station set on fire after this demonstration, this protest march against the new Citizenship Act, the new citizenship law turned violent, and the new Seelampur police station was set on fire. There were clashes with the police resorting to tear gas and lathi charge. These are visuals of earlier, and you can see the heavy smoke of the tear gas there in the air. All right, we're joined on the phone line by Haji Ishraq Khan, MLA of Seelampur. Khan साहब, हमको बताइए क्या हुआ आज सीलमपुर में?
सीलमपुर के अंदर
जी Hello? All right, we seem to have lost the line there. We'll try and reconnect with him, the MLA of Selampur, and to find out more about what exactly took place. Earlier, we were speaking to the former MLA who claimed that this was an organic protest, that there was nobody who really called for it or led it. It was among the locals that they took out jaluses, that's processions against the Citizenship Amendment Act, that it was the anger of the people that led to this protest. But at some point, this protest turning violent, as you can see, stone pelting taking place. Policemen have also been injured, and buses have been vandalized. A school bus was attacked. A police station also set on fire. So this is the second incident of violence in the capital over the new Citizenship Amendment Act. And there you can see drones also being used. As we said, this is a very congested area of northeast Delhi. It has many narrow lanes. The police still trying to track down some of the protesters those who are participating in this demonstration and who may have been involved in the stone pelting. Well, let's go across to Saurabh Shukla, who joins us from there.
दर्शकों को ये दिल्ली का इलाका है, देश की राजधानी सीलमपुर ईस्ट दिल्ली का इलाका है, जहां पर प्रदर्शन हो रहा था। लगभग 2000 से ज्यादा जो प्रदर्शनकारी हैं वहां यहां पहुंचे थे सिटीजन अमेंडमेंट बिल के खिलाफ प्रदर्शन करने के लिए। इसके अलावा वो लोग यहां प्रदर्शन कर रहे थे और तभी पुलिस का कहना है कि उन्होंने पत्थरबाजी शुरू कर दी, बसों पे हमला किया, बसों को जो है तोड़ना शुरू किया। डीटीसी की एक क्लस्टर बस है, जिसकी तस्वीर हम लोगों ने देखी अभी। ये क्लस्टर बस है डीटीसी की, जो कि बुरी तरीके से क्षतिग्रस्त है। स्कूल की बस पर जो है पत्थर फेंके गए, उसमें बच्चे उस वक्त मौजूद थे। शुरुआत प्रदर्शन की 11 बजे हुई और तब शुरुआत में जब प्रदर्शन शुरू हुआ रिचा, उस वक्त प्रदर्शन कहीं ना कहीं शांतिपूर्ण था। ये तस्वीरें देखिए जरा आप। पुलिस जो है, जो तमाम जो गलियां हैं आसपास का इलाका है, वहां पर जो है अभी भी पुलिस का कहना है कि कुछ पत्थरबाजी हो रही है। पुलिस अब तक देखिए, आप देखिए ये तस्वीर देखिए, यहाँ पर पुलिस जो है बल काफी भारी मात्रा में तैनात किया गया है। जैकेट्स देख लीजिए और ये देखिए जो सामने से हम कोशिश करते हैं आपको दिखाने की, इस रोड पर 10,000 आदमी बैठे। और ये देखिए यहाँ पर देखिए ये तस्वीर देखिए, आपको दिखाते हैं। ये एक्सक्लूसिव तस्वीर है जहाँ पुलिस, और ये जो आप जहाँ पुलिस बल आप तैनात देख रहे हैं रिचा, अंदर अभी भी प्रदर्शनकारी हैं और पुलिस कोशिश कर रही है अंदर जाने की। आप देखिए यहाँ पुलिस खड़ी है इसके आगे, जहां पर आप देख रहे हैं। हम कोशिश करते हैं वहां तक जाने की और दर्शकों को तस्वीरें दिखाने की। इस तरीके से जो है अब भी यहां पर प्रदर्शन चल रहा है, अब भी जो है पत्थर फेंके जा रहे हैं पुलिस के ऊपर। अब ये देखिए जरा, तो ये तस्वीर देखिए, और ये रास्ता जो है जाफराबाद के अंदर जाता है। पुलिस यहां रुकी हुई है और अंदर आगे हमें कहा जा रहा है, हमें रोका भी जा रहा है, पर हमें कहा जा रहा है कि आगे ना जाए। और मैं दूर तक देख सकता हूं कि काफी सैकड़ों की तादाद में लोग अब भी जमा हुए हैं और पुलिस अभी तक अंदर नहीं गई है गलियों में। वहां से नारेबाजी की जा रही है। नारेबाजी की जाने के अलावा यहाँ पर मैं देख पा रहा हूं कि लोग अभी भी इकट्ठे हैं। पुलिस यहां पर रुकी हुई है और कोशिश करते हैं कि एक बार जूम करके जरा तस्वीर दिखाएं आपको। ये देखिए, और आप देख पा रहे हो तो काफी सैकड़ों तादाद में लोग अब भी इकट्ठे हैं। अंदर से नारेबाजी हो रही है रिचा, और इन तमाम गलियों में अभी पत्थरबाजी हो रही है। कोशिश कर रही है पुलिस के अंदर जाए। पुलिस बल और बुलाया गया है। यहाँ पर पुलिस ने तैयारी कर रखी है, सारे गियर, सेफ्टी गियर्स पुलिस पहने हुए हैं। और ये देखिए अभी भी जो लोग हैं, सैकड़ों लोग यहाँ अंदर हैं, वो अंदर वापस जा रहे हैं। वहां से अभी भी नारेबाजी जो है चालू है, लेकिन फिलहाल पुलिस को क्या आदेश है ये इनके जो सीनियर ऑफिशियल्स हैं वही बता पाएंगे। हम वापस जरा कुछ तस्वीरों की तरफ आपको ले जाते हैं, कोशिश करते हैं वो हम पुलिस पिकेट दिखाएं जिसको जला दिया गया है। ये एक बार आसपास का नजारा हम आपको दिखाते हैं। ये सीलमपुर वाली रोड है, जाफराबाद के पास का इलाका है, जहां पर ये प्रदर्शन शुरू हुआ था 11 बजे और लगभग 1:30 बजे के बाद ये पूरा जो प्रदर्शन है वो जिसने हिंसात्मक रवैया अपना लिया था। और ये देखिए हम उस पिकेट के पास ले जाते हैं, पिकेट के पास ले जाते हैं जहां पर जिसको जला दिया गया, जिस पुलिस पिकेट को जला दिया गया है, वो सामने देखिए ये पुलिस पिकेट है जिसको जलाया गया है। और यहां पर तमाम लोगों को एहतियातन कह दिया गया है कि वो घरों से बाहर ना निकलें, और तमाम लोग घर के बाहर हैं। लेकिन अभी भी जो तमाम गलियां हैं उसके अंदर अभी भी जो है कहा जाए कि नारेबाजी चल रही है, पत्थर फेंके जा रहे हैं पुलिस के ऊपर। और क्योंकि जो इलाका है वो काफी घना है, काफी डेंसली पॉपुलेटेड है, घनी आबादी वाला है, इसीलिए पुलिस नहीं। और ये देखिए तस्वीरों में, ये देखिए जली हुई मोटरसाइकिलें आप देख सकते हैं। ये यहाँ पर पुलिस पिकेट है, जो पुलिस सहायता केंद्र आप देख सकते हैं। जली हुई जो है मोटरसाइकिलें हैं, ये इस वक्त आप देख रहे हैं टीवी स्क्रीन पर। ये जिसको जलाया है इन प्रदर्शनकारियों में, आप पुलिस का ये जो बैरिकेड है वो भी देख सकते हैं किस तरीके से जो है जले हैं, और यहाँ पर हिंसक आलम समझ सकते हैं। जी बिल्कुल नहीं, ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं लगता है रिचा कि हालात नियंत्रण में हैं, क्योंकि उनका कहना है कि जो मेन रोड है इसको जो है काबू में पा लिया गया है, इसको कंट्रोल में ले लिया गया, लेकिन जो तमाम जो गलियां हैं आसपास की वहां पर अभी भी प्रदर्शनकारी डटे हुए हैं, जमे हुए हैं और कोशिश यही है कि हम यहां से वो तस्वीरें दिखा पाएं यहाँ की, जिस तरीके से यहाँ पर पूरा हिंसा हुआ है। अगर ये देखिए, ये जो तस्वीरें देखिए, मोटरसाइकिल जली हुई है, अभी देखिए, आप देखिए टीवी स्क्रीन पर ये मोटरसाइकिल जली हुई पड़ी हुई है, यहाँ पर 3 मोटरसाइकिलें हम देख रहे हैं जली हुई पड़ी हुई हैं। पूरा जो है पुलिस पिकेट है वो पूरा तरीके से आग के हवाले किया गया है। तमाम जो कागजात आप देखिए ये उड़ रहे हैं, तमाम कागजात पुलिस के यहाँ पर अंदर से तमाम जो इम्पोर्टेंट दस्तावेज हैं उसको भी जला दिया गया है। और अगर आप बता पाएं कि अभी भी प्रदर्शन जारी है अंदर गलियों में?
गली अंदर नहीं, बाहर ही है।
लगभग कितने बजे की घटना है सर? ये 12 बजे, 12-1 बजे की घटना है। तो तमाम जो पुलिस वाले जो यहाँ पर तैनात किए गए हैं उनका ये कहना है, और तमाम लोग घायल हुए होंगे। कितने लोग घायल हुए हैं, कितने पुलिस वाले घायल हुए हैं, ये अभी तक पुलिस पुष्टि नहीं कर रही है। लेकिन ये देखिए, अभी भी यहाँ पर जो पुलिस वालों का आना तैनात है, ये देखिए, ये अभी भी यहाँ आग लगी हुई है। और ये तस्वीरें सीधे हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं एनडीटीवी इंडिया पर, किस तरीके से पुलिस चौकी है, पुलिस पिकेट है, और ये तमाम जो गाड़ियां हैं यहाँ पर खड़ी थी उनको आग के हवाले की गई है। क्या ये पुलिस की गाड़ियां हैं? और ये पुलिस की गाड़ियां हैं जो पुलिस से तमाम वाले वो दिखा रहा हूँ, पुलिस स्टाफ की गाड़ियां, ये पुलिस स्टाफ की गाड़ियां हैं, ये पुलिस स्टाफ की गाड़ियां हैं, ये पुलिस स्टाफ की गाड़ियां जिसको आग के हवाले किया गया है। और अभी भी देखिए टीवी स्क्रीन पर आपको दिखा रहे हैं हम ये एक्सक्लूसिव तस्वीरें, अभी भी जो है यहाँ पर आग लगी हुई है। तो समझ सकते हैं कि आलम क्या रहा होगा। जरा इस पुलिस पिकेट के अंदर चलते हैं। ये देखिए, ये यहाँ पर आग लगी हुई है और यहाँ कितना तोड़फोड़ किया गया है। पुलिस जो सहायता केंद्र है यहाँ सीलमपुर का, तो ये जो पूरा जो यहाँ पर हिंसा हुई है इसका आलम समझिए। तमाम लोग जो है यहाँ पर अभी भी किनारे गलियों में हैं, जो पुलिस के खिलाफ जो है नारेबाजी कर रहे हैं। भारी पुलिस बल तैनात किया गया है और ये पूरी जो घटना है वो लगभग 12 बजे करीब बताई जा रही है। तो तमाम जो सूचनाएं हैं वो अब तक कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि पहुंचाएं। और यहाँ पर हालात वाकई में अभी भी काफी तनावपूर्ण बने हुए हैं। यहाँ पर तमाम पुलिस वाले तैनात किए गए हैं। क्या किसी पुलिस वाले को भी चोट आई है? पुलिस वाले को चोट आई है, पुलिस वाले को चोटें आई हैं। लगभग कितने लोगों को चोटें आई हैं आप बताइए?
ये कुछ कहा नहीं जा सकता, तो सीनियर अफसर बताएंगे इस बारे में,
सीनियर अफसर बताएंगे। तो यहाँ पर जो पुलिस वाले हैं वो जो खड़े हैं ड्यूटी पर, उनको जो है उनका यही कहना है कि काफी जो है पुलिस वालों को भी चोटें आई हैं, जिसको थोड़ी देर में दिखा पाएंगे। लेकिन अभी भी देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर जो हालात हैं कितने गंभीर हैं। ये अभी भी यहाँ पर आग लगी हुई है, बैरिकेड। देखिए, अभी तक ये जाहिर सी बात दिल्ली पुलिस में एक प्रैक्टिस है रिचा की, जी दिल्ली पुलिस में एक प्रैक्टिस है कि जो आधिकारिक जो बयान है वो डीसीपी है वो देते हैं, ज्वाइंट कमिश्नर देते हैं, तो इनको अलाउड नहीं है। लेकिन जो हमारी बात हुई थी ज्वाइंट कमिश्नर पुलिस से, कुछ लोगों को डिटेन किया गया है और डिटेन किया भी जा रहा है। लेकिन उनका कहना है जो पहली प्रायोरिटी है, जो पहली उनकी जो है वरीयता है, वो है यहाँ पर सिचुएशन को अंडर कंट्रोल लाने की, जो कि अब तक नहीं है। ये मुख्य सड़क पर तो उन्होंने स्थिति को नियंत्रण में कर लिया है रिचा, लेकिन अब भी गलियों में वहां से नारेबाजी अब भी चल रही है और सैकड़ों की तादाद में जो प्रोटेस्टर्स हैं वो अभी भी नारेबाजी कर रहे हैं, वहां से पत्थर चला रहे हैं पुलिस के ऊपर। अगला आदेश क्या है इनका, वो उनका अगला आदेश क्या है उनका इंतजार कर रहे हैं। लेकिन और पुलिस बल को यहां पर बुलाया गया है और आरएएफ की टीम को यहां बुलाया गया है। लेकिन अगर हम आपको फिर से तस्वीरें दिखाते हैं अपने दर्शकों को, ये टीवी स्क्रीन पर अभी भी जो यहां पर है वो आग लगी हुई है कागजों में, और समझ सकते हैं कि कितने हजारों की, पुलिस का कहना है कि यहाँ 2 से 2,500 ऐसे लोग थे जो यहाँ पहुंचे थे, जो लोग यहाँ पर प्रदर्शन कर रहे थे। और इसके अलावा यहाँ पर आप देखिए, ये आपको हम आप जरा देखिए, सड़क पूरी जो है पत्थरों से लाल है। ये पत्थर है जिनको यहाँ पर जो है ये जो पत्थर है जो यहाँ पर जो जी
बनाते हैं।
All right, those visuals coming in on your screens live from the capital's northeast neighborhood of Seelampur. Clashes erupting during a protest against the Citizenship Act this afternoon, where there was apparently stone throwing by protesters, the police responding with a lathi charge and firing tear gas shells. Protesters allegedly setting fire to a police picket as well and throwing stones at buses. A school bus too, we believe, has been damaged. Reports indicating that at least 2 policemen are injured, and As you can see, armed police and riot gear facing a massive crowd in Seelampur. This is a thickly populated colony in northeast Delhi. It's been known to be prone to flare-ups in the past as well. But buses and cars have been damaged. This protest began shortly after noon, and people from the area gathered at a prominent crossing and began their march. But trouble broke out when protesters allegedly targeted buses, the police moving in to check the violence but were outnumbered. And as you can see from those visuals, lots of stones were thrown. Seelampur is still tense as we speak. The police saying that things are not under control right now. Protesters and policemen, we believe, are injured at this point. Now, we can also report that the entry and exit gates at 7 metro stations have been shut, according to the Delhi Metro Rail Corporation. Traffic has also been restricted in the area. This comes after Sunday's protest. So this is the second incident of violence now, just 2 days after a protest march by students of the Jamia Millia Islamia University turned violent. Haji Irshaq Khan, MLA of the area, AAP MLA of the area, speaking to NDTV. Let's listen.
Hello.
Sir, can you tell us exactly what happened? क्या details हैं आपके पास, बता सकते हैं?
मैडम, ऐसा है कि यहाँ पर जो नेताओं की लड़ाई खिसकती थी, वो यहाँ पर
सर, आपकी आवाज बिल्कुल सुनाई नहीं दे रही है. We will try you once again. We will try and come back to you. We were talking to the Aam Aadmi Party MLA of the area. We will try and get back to him on a clearer line. But as you can see from those visuals, the tension clearly not over. A huge gathering of people still on the roads of Seelampur, and the police, including some rapid action force personnel, we believe, on the streets now. Presumably at this point, some sort of dialogue taking place over there. We can see people. All right, OP Sharma of the BJP joining us on the phone line right now. OP Sharma, what can you tell us about what's happening in Seelampur? Mr. Sharma?
जी
हाँ, आपके पास कोई जानकारी है क्या क्या हुआ है सीलमपुर में?
नहीं, सीलमपुर से जो भी जिस प्रकार की सूचनाएं आ रही हैं वो दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। 70 साल से जो तुष्टीकरण का जो कार्य लगातार चल रहा था, हिंदुस्तान में रहने वाले किसी भी नागरिकों को इस नागरिकता कानून से हानि नहीं है, लेकिन उसके बाद भी जो जहाँ जहाँ मुस्लिम बहुल इलाके हैं उन इलाकों में जिस प्रकार का ये लोग हिंसा पे उतारू हैं, ये निंदनीय है और मैं ये समझता हूँ इसकी सख्ती से इस मामले को दबाया जाना चाहिए।
आप कह रहे हैं सख्ती से दबाया जाना चाहिए। Are you saying that the Delhi police
जो पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी में आग लगा रहे हैं
हाँ,
और लोगों की जो डे टू डे की जो जिंदगी में हिंसा को सम्मिलित कर रहे हैं उसको हम निंदा करते हैं।
Mr. Sharma, are you saying Delhi police is justified then in using tear gas and लाठी चार्ज?
ये जो देखिए जब हिंसा होती है और इस प्रकार की चीजें होती हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं हो सकता है कुछ कमी पेशी होनी चाहिए। तो हिंसा में जो भी आदमी हिंसा के लिए उत्तरदायी है उसको निश्चित रूप से सजा मिलनी चाहिए।
पर आपको क्या लगता है इस हिंसा के लिए कौन दायी है मिस्टर शर्मा?
नहीं, ये जो कर रहे हैं ये यहाँ पे सीलमपुर में जो अल्पसंख्यक समुदाय के लोग जिस प्रकार सड़क के ऊपर उतरकर सब चीजों को अपने हाथ में ले रहे हैं और हिंसा का जो माहौल बना रहे हैं, इसकी निंदा की जानी चाहिए। ये तो सीधा स्पष्ट है, सामने दिख रहा है।
ऑलराइट, ओपी शर्मा,
उन लोगों को उन नागरिकों के अधिकारों का हनन कहाँ हो रहा है? वो तो जबरदस्ती एक तांडव कर रहे हैं उनके ऊपर।
सो मिस्टर शर्मा,
जो कानून पार्लियामेंट में पेश किया गया है उससे उनके नागरिक अधिकारों का कोई हनन नहीं हो रहा है।
Mr. Sharma, are you seeing this then only as a law and order issue and nothing else, and something that the Delhi police now has to bring under control?
लॉ एंड ऑर्डर इशू के साथ साथ ये 70 साल से जो तुष्टीकरण का एक गंदा खेल जो चल रहा था, अब उनको लगता है सब चीजें ठीक हो रही है, तो इसमें कहीं ना कहीं वो लोग जो देश के टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग वाले लोग या जो पाकिस्तान की यहाँ में यहाँ मिलाने वाला जो एक बहुत बड़ा जो समुदाय है, उन लोगों के द्वारा इस प्रकार देश में और दिल्ली में इस तरह की जो है बातें की जा रही है, जो कि निंदनीय है।
All right, O.P. Sharma, MLA of the BJP, joining us on the phone line there and saying that the police must take the strictest steps to bring this situation under control. He says people are taking advantage essentially of the Citizenship Amendment Act to protest and to create law and order disruptions, he says, and that they must now be suppressed in any manner possible. So we've just heard from a BJP MLA in Delhi, O.P. Sharma, talking about the violence in Seelampur. If you're just joining us and looking at these visuals, the second instance of violence in just 2 days, clashes now erupting this afternoon in Delhi's Seelampur area. The police lathi charging crowds and firing tear gas shells as protesters allegedly set fire to a police picket and threw stones at buses as well. At least 2 policemen have been injured. Armed policemen in riot gear are currently facing large crowds in Seelampur, crowds that continue to raise slogans, as you can see from those images. Trouble broke out when protesters allegedly targeted buses. The police then moved in to check the violence, but they were clearly outnumbered and continue to be so. It seems more personnel now being rushed in, including members of the Rapid Action Force. But the situation still tense, and in fact you can hear some of those sounds of tear gas shells being fired. And those visuals very clearly showing some of those protesters, miscreants, whatever you would choose to call them, picking up large stones and throwing them at police personnel. Cutting across to our sister channel NDTV India, where my colleague Saurabh is actually speaking to some eyewitnesses. Let's listen.
अब लोग जा रहे हैं वहाँ पर जो प्रदर्शनकारी थे, तो आपने निधि सुना किस तरीके से जो लोग यहाँ पर मौजूद थे उनका ये कहना है कि ये यहाँ पर जो है लगभग 1:15 बजे जो हिंसा हुई वो उसका दम लगभग 1:15 बजे करीबन ये हिंसा यहाँ पर शुरू हो गई थी, जिसके बाद यहाँ पर पुलिस जब यहाँ पर आई तो
एक जानकारी दे दूं, खबर ये आ रही है कि सोनिया गांधी एक डेलीगेशन लेके राष्ट्रपति से आज मिलने जाएंगी शाम को 4:30 बजे। अब कुछ ही देर में करीब 4:30 बजे कांग्रेस के पूर्व अध्यक्ष और अभी देख रही हैं कांग्रेस को सोनिया गांधी एक डेलीगेशन लेके राष्ट्रपति को शाम 4:30 बजे कुछ ही देर में मिलने जाएंगी। जी सौरभ।
जी
All right, the reports coming in right now that the Congress's interim president, Sonia Gandhi, is going to lead a delegation to meet the president at 4:30 p.m. So in just about 20 minutes or so is when that meeting is going to take place. I believe we can in fact tune in to my colleague Saurabh Shukla once again. Let's listen.
की शरीर पर लगता है तो काफी चोट आ जाती है। तो ये कहना है काफी लोग यहाँ पर घायल हुए हैं, और घायल होने के अलावा अगर कोशिश करेंगे हम कुछ वीडियोज यहाँ पर भेज पाए आपको कि यहाँ पर दिखाएं आपको कि किस तरीके से यहाँ पर हिंसा। और अभी भी आसपास हम देख रहे हैं कि तमाम जो मोटरसाइकिलें हैं वो टूटी फूटी पड़ी हुई हैं, और यहाँ पर लगातार जो पुलिस बल है उसका आना जारी है। निधि, तो समझ सकते हैं कि यहाँ पर स्थिति तो फिलहाल ऐसा लग रहा है कि नियंत्रण में है, लेकिन तनावपूर्ण बनी हुई है। सामने से हम देख रहे हैं जो तमाम जो लोकल लोग हैं वो कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि जो उनको पुलिस ने उनके जो कहा जाए यहाँ के लोकल नेता हैं, काउंसलर्स हैं, जो भी है उनको यहाँ पर बुलाया जा रहा है ताकि स्थिति को जो है बताया जा सके, समझाया जा सके।
सौरभ, अगर आप रुके, पुलिस को सुनते हैं।
उसमें मौजूद था और उसमें कानूनी वो प्लेन क्लोथ्स डिप्लॉयमेंट था। और एक बात और भी मैं साफ कर देना चाहता हूं कि पुलिस का बंदोबस्त केवल यूनिफॉर्म बंदोबस्त नहीं होता, उसके साथ हम लोग कुछ स्पेशल प्लेन क्लोथ्स बंदोबस्त भी रखते हैं, जो भीड़ में से जो मिसक्रिएंट्स होते हैं उनको पकड़ने के लिए, आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए, उनको पकड़ने के लिए, उनको अरेस्ट पार्टीज ये करने के लिए। और जब कोई सिचुएशन इस तरह से उग्र वायलेंट हो जाता है तब सारे पुलिसकर्मी एक होकर के दंगा को नियंत्रण करने में लगते हैं।
सर, इसका खामियाजा जो है वो दिल्ली को भुगतना पड़ रहा है। अलग अलग जगहों पे प्रोटेस्ट, हिंसा की वारदात हो रही है क्योंकि सोशल नेटवर्किंग साइट में इस तरह का प्रोपेगेंडा फैला है। सीलमपुर में अभी काफी ज्यादा टीयर गैस और पथराव हुआ है वहां पर।
देखिए, पुलिस का काम है कानून व्यवस्था को मेंटेन करना। जब तक कोई भी प्रदर्शन, कोई भी भीड़ शांतिपूर्ण रहता है, उसके साथ हम लोग शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से बात करते हैं, नेगोशिएट करते हैं, उसका सहयोग भी करते हैं। लेकिन जहां वो उग्र होकर के कानून को अपने हाथ में लेकर के दंगा में कन्वर्ट होता है और वायलेंट मॉब बनता है, गाड़ियों में आग लगाना और पथराव करना, पुलिस पर, घरों पे पथराव करना, पुलिस के मोटरसाइकिल पे आग लगाना, ये और ट्रैफिक को बंद करना, ये कोई भी शांतिपूर्ण प्रदर्शनकारियों का निशानी नहीं है। ये एक उग्र वायलेंट मॉब होता है। उससे निपटने के लिए हमें कानूनी तरीके से उससे निपटना पड़ता है। और जब हम अपना कानूनी कार्रवाई करते हैं, हम अपील करते हैं कि इसमें जनता हमारी सहयोग करे और इस हमारे कार्रवाई को लेकर के गलत सलत फोटोग्राफ्स और वीडियोज इस तरह से उसको पेश करके, उसको चला करके एक लोगों के बीच, लोगों के मन में एक अफवाह और एक दुर्भावना पैदा ना करें। मैं ये अपील करना चाहता हूं तमाम से।
कांस्टेबल अरविंद।
ये बताइए, आप कब से दिल्ली पुलिस में हैं?
मैं 2007 में भर्ती हुआ था दिल्ली पुलिस में।
और एक आपका एक फोटो वायरल हो रहा है और ये बता के वायरल किया जा रहा है कि आप एवीपी में उस वक्त थे प्रोटेस्ट में, क्या?
All right, we've just been hearing from the police talking about the clashes in Selampur and saying that protesters have thrown stones, they've damaged public property, they've damaged a police picket as well, and that situation an ongoing one right now. A large crowd still out on the streets of Selampur, a hypersensitive area of northeast Delhi, one that has been known to be prone to violence in the past as well. We're also seeing police personnel actually operating drones to get a clearer idea of the situation. There you see some of those damaged buses. Several buses were damaged in Sunday's violence as well, which began shortly after a protest march by Jamia Millia Islamia students. All right, more protests now happening outside the gates of Jamia Millia Islamia as well. But as you can see, it's a peaceful protest entirely. There are people holding up placards talking about unity and saying unity is strength. A very different situation in northeast Delhi's Selampur, which has seen violence similar to the violence that we saw on Sunday afternoon and evening when there were pitched battles on the streets of Delhi, particularly in the New Friends Colony area and on Mathura Road and the road outside Jamia Millia Islamia. So a tense situation still in Selampur. Clashes over the Citizenship Act. The police lathi charging crowds after they threw stones and damaged public property. They fired tear gas shells as well. Protesters setting fire to a police picket and to a police barrier. They threw stones at buses and damaged them. There are some reports of injuries of both police personnel as well as protesters. and armed policemen in riot gear facing large crowds in Seelampur. This is a thickly populated area in northeast Delhi, as we've been saying, an area which has had a history of being hypersensitive and prone to violence in the past as well. On the other side of your screen, though, protests outside the Jamia campus. Well, there you see it on the left of your screen, the damage that's been done. A police barricade entirely, well, at least partially burnt and knocked over. Papers strewn on the roads of Seelampur, and a two-wheeler set on fire as well. The burnt remnants of a two-wheeler there. And as we talk about the Seelampur violence, a fresh protest beginning outside Jamia. All right, Saurabh Shukla, my colleague, now giving us a live report from the ground in Seelampur. Let's listen.
1:15 बजे हुआ है प्रदर्शन, तो 12 बजे शुरू हो गया था जी।
सौरभ, जानकारी आप देते रहिए। बाबा, एक जानकारी दे दूं, राष्ट्रपति के पास जाने वाले विपक्ष के प्रतिनिधिमंडल में शामिल होने वाले कुछ नेताओं के नाम हैं। हमारे सहयोगी राजीव रंजन ने जानकारी भेजी है। कांग्रेस की तरफ से सोनिया गांधी, गुलाम नबी आजाद, अहमद पटेल, AK एंटनी, आनंद शर्मा। RJD की तरफ से मनोज झा, CPM की तरफ से सीताराम येचुरी, CPI की तरफ से D राजा, लोकतांत्रिक जनता दल की तरफ से शरद यादव और TMC की तरफ से डेरेक ओब्रायन और दूसरी पार्टियों के नेता भी शामिल हो सकते हैं। कुछ ही देर में 4:30 बजे के करीब राष्ट्रपति से विपक्ष के नेता मिलने वाले हैं।
जी हाँ, और मैं आपको बता दूं, संसद से ये मार्च करने वाले थे, पता नहीं इनको अनुमति दी गई है कि नहीं। रायसीना ही।
All right, reports coming in of that all-party delegation that's now expected to meet President Ramnath Kovind in just a short while from now. We were reporting earlier that Congress interim President Sonia Gandhi was going to lead a Congress delegation, but it seems this is now an all-party delegation that is going to be meeting with the president.
ये पूरे जितना कम्युनिटी है सबको समझाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि लॉ एंड ऑर्डर को कृपया अपने हाथ में ना लें। मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है कि इन सबका मैसेज, जो हमारे मौजूद आदमी मैसेज इन सबका युवकों तक पहुंच चुका है और वो सब अब जल्दी ही ये बात समझ भी जाएंगे और सिचुएशन अंडर कंट्रोल हो जाएगी। बिल्कुल, हमने मस्जिद से यही अनाउंस किया, जितने भी एकता कमेटी के मेंबर्स थे सब एक साथ थे, सबने यही अनाउंस किया है कि जो भी इनकी डिमांड्स हैं उनको अप्रोप्रिएट फोरम पे ये लोग ले जाएं और यहाँ पे शांतिपूर्वक सिचुएशन को संभालें।
अभी क्या लग रहा है कि अब सिचुएशन अंडर कंट्रोल है?
आई एम वेरी पॉजिटिव कि सिचुएशन अभी अंडर कंट्रोल है और थोड़ा सा जो कुछ इश्यूज है वो हम जल्दी सॉर्ट आउट कर लेंगे। थैंक यू।
All right, we've been hearing once again from the police on the situation, saying that things aren't entirely under control yet and that there is tension and many people still on the streets of Seelampur. Now, clashes erupting. Well, the protest, it seems, began shortly after noon, and it was around 1:15 or 1:30 when things got violent. The police lathi charging crowds and firing tear gas shells after protesters set fire to a police picket and threw stones at buses. My colleague Arvind is now on the spot in Seelampur and joins us. Arvind, what are you hearing?
Ankita, after Jamia, what we are seeing is that similar protests has just started at Seelampur. The protest started some 1 hour ago. It went out of control and Delhi police is trying to bring the entire protest under control by lathi-charge, and also they are also using tear gas in this protest also. Around 500 local persons from this adjoining area of Seelampur, they assembled at the point and they started marching against the Citizenship Amendment Act. In fact, when the Delhi police sensed that this protest is again going out of control, then they used lathi charge to disperse the crowd, and that's where the entire crowd turned violent and they started destroying the public property. In fact, what we are also hearing is that the mob, they also set some two-wheelers on fire and they also started vandalizing the public property also. So now Delhi police has started using tear gas to bring the entire crowd under control. Now senior police officials are also being dispatched to this locality because it's a very sensitive area. It's in the outskirts of Delhi, but it's a bit sensitive area. So senior police officials are being sent to this particular location to handle the situation. But officials are saying that things have actually toned down. Now it has come down, and very soon they would bring this entire situation under control.
All right. So, Arvind, you're saying right now the police continuing to state that the situation is still volatile, that things are still tense and that there's a bit of a standoff right now?
Yeah, like the same Jamia protest, what the Delhi police here doing is that they are trying to push the crowd as behind as possible because they don't want the crowd to come to the main area. Though the protest started at a local point, the protesters are marching towards the main road area. That police, they don't want that to happen, so they are trying to push back. What the Delhi police is doing, that's a wait and watch strategy. They are waiting, they are assembling at a point, they are trying to push the crowd, and again marching towards in a slow by slow manner. They are taking intervals to push the crowd as behind as possible so that this crowd, they don't come to main locality and then again they don't indulge in destruction of public property.
Right. In terms of the actual destruction and vandalism that has happened, Arvind, what are we hearing? We're obviously seeing these visuals of damaged buses. We're seeing a police barricade knocked over and obviously what appears to be a two-wheeler, the remnants of a two-wheeler that was set on fire. But what are we hearing in terms of the damages?
Ankita, two-wheelers have been set on fire and also one public transport bus has been vandalized by this mob. And also what we are also hearing is that this mob actually, they vandalized one of the police picket also. So that's where things actually went out of control. That's why, sensing the situation, then Delhi police started using tear gas to disperse the crowd. Now they are saying that the crowd has actually taken back. They are going behind and Delhi police trying to contain them to one point so that this crowd does not go out of this location. Also what they are doing is that they have put some policemen at the different junctions also so that this group does not disperse from here and does not regroup on some other location. So it's a very sensitive area also. So Delhi police is also taking very cautious actions to contain this crowd to one location so that after a point this crowd by themselves they will disperse.
All right, Arvind, do stay on with us right now. We're also reporting the other big story, which is that a delegation of opposition leaders are meeting President Ramnath Kovind in just a few minutes from now. There are several opposition leaders who are part of that delegation from the Congress, we're told. Sonia Gandhi and Ghulam Nabi Azad, Ahmed Patel and A.K. Antony as well as Anand Sharma are part of that delegation. From the RJD, Manoj Jha; from the CPM, Sitaram Yechuri; from the CPI, D. Raja; from and Sharad Yadav from Sharad Yadav is also part of that delegation, and Derek O'Brien from the Trinamool Congress also meeting President Ramnath Kovind. And there are going to be leaders from other parties as well. You just saw Sonia Gandhi's vehicle entering the Rashtrapati Bhavan complex there. We're also told that Samajwadi Party leaders and representatives of the National Conference are going to be at this meeting as well. So a combined, a unified opposition delegation now going to President Ramnath Kovind. We'll continue to get you updates on that big political development as we report the latest from Seelampur. Saurabh Shukla with us once again. Saurabh, what are we hearing?
Right now, Ankita, we are at Seelampur, near Seelampur metro station. This is Zafrabad. The locals have been called, local politicians have been called to control the situation, and they are trying.
Yes, Saurabh, go ahead.
Police has controlled the situation as of now. They are peacefully protesting in few lanes of Seelampur. As I've told earlier also, this is the area which is highly densely populated. There are small lanes where these protesters are now, and they are sloganeering from there. As of now, the 66 feet road, that is the main road which goes towards Zafrabad and Seelampur, that has been under control. The protests happened in this road. They have burned down one Seelampur police booth. They have burned down few police motorcycles also, and I can see burnt tires, numerous stones, crushed stones on the street. There are masks of tear gas also. Initially, what police is telling me that this protest started happening around 11:30, 12, and the situation went out of control around 1:15 when these protesters started stone pelting on police personnel, and they have started stone pelting on the bus as well. And we have shown you the footage, shown the viewers the footage of a cluster DTC bus which has been stone pelted by these protesters, and there's one school bus also which has been stone pelted, and that time there were some students who were inside that bus. How many are injured, we can't confirm as of now. Police will confirm to us that we have to wait. And there are, police is telling me that there are a lot of police personnel who have been badly injured. They've been taken to the nearest hospitals, and they have been treated. I can see Mateen Ahmed, who is ex-MLA of Congress. He's been called here to make people understand that they have to protest peacefully. He's trying to talk to these people. He's trying to control the situation.
Right.
There are several peace committees also in these areas. As of now, the locals are called, and I can see the heavy deployment of Rapid Action Force, and more force have been called here. There are several motorcycles are burned, a police vehicle. I can see a few private cars also. They have been stone pelted and burned. So situation is under control, but there are still protests happening. But protest is peaceful. There is no violence happening in Seelampur of Delhi. It all happened around 1:15, and it is all now under control. Police are still, the people are still agitated because of lathi charge and the firing of tear gas. So police are still angry, but the situation is under control. The local politicians are here. They are trying to speak to these people, and the local imams and muftis have been called to talk to these people, to make them understand that they have to protest peacefully. So This is the area of East Delhi, and the protest started happening around 11:30, and situation went out of control around 1:15. So as of now, the situation is under control. There are still peaceful protests in the lanes of Seelampur. Local politicians are here, Mufti Imams are here. They are trying to speak to people and to control the situation. And there are a few injured. Civilians are also injured. The police personnel are also injured. But the numbers we can't confirm. It will be confirmed by police in a while. As of now, cops are telling me that their prime motto is to control the law and order situation over here. Their prime motto is to control the situation over here. Then they will get back to us with their official version. So we have to wait for official version. But right now, the situation is under control in Seelampur. It all happened around, the things got out of control around 1:15. Initially, police lathi charged when the situation was not, they were not able to control the situation through lathi charge. Then they shot tear gas. So it all happened around 1:15, between 1:15 and 2. Ankita, back to you.
All right, Saurabh, thanks very much indeed for that update. Very important points being told to us by Saurabh there. For the moment, the situation under control as local politicians and community leaders are now there on the spot and trying to talk to various parties. Presumably tempers ran high following the police's use of tear gas and a brief lathi charge. But right now, things for the moment under control, as Saurabh Shukla is reporting. What you're seeing on the left of your screens is that opposition delegation that is now meeting the president. Several leaders of the Congress led by Sonia Gandhi, but also members of other opposition parties, including the left parties, the Samajwadi Party and the RJD and others, also part of that delegation, and we'll continue to track both of those big stories right here on NDTV 24/7. We'll take a very quick break and be back with lots more.